again.
Since times of eld, remember, draconic blood flows through the veins of lesser drakes. As well. Then I bid ye farewell.
I do so enjoy stocking up on supplies.
The longer the journey, the more supplies we'll require.
I quite agree.
Since times of eld, remember, draconic blood flows through the veins of lesser drakes as well. Then I bid ye farewell.
We seem to have arrived without issue. But are we safe here?
Well met, sir. Fancy a gander?
You've pushed your luck too far. I'll not take that from you.
Pray calm yourselves, good people. I will have none of this squabbling.
Sir Manella, you don't understand. This scoundrel's the one who started it.
No, you don't understand. This is no time for the people of Batal to be quarrelling amongst themselves. We shan't weather this calamity unless we can recall our common purpose and unite our efforts towards it.
During my time with...
Ah, Sir Arisen. You are returned, I see. With the world in such disarray, I could not stand to be away from my homeland. Thus did I return, to render what aid I may. I maintain order as best I can, but for every fire I extinguish, It seems 3 more are incited behind my back. But enough of my woes. What brings you here? You wish us to evacuate? Mayhap the idea merits some thought. After all, if we sit on our haunches, 'tis likely only a matter of time before we share the fate of Mel. Alas, the people of Batal are far from united in purpose at present. Should we proceed, unheeding of their divisions, I fear that our efforts would come undone ere long. With every soul at their wits' end, conflict is like to spark at the slightest provocation. As such, before we take any measures, I would have you walk amongst the people, Sir Arisen. Behold their plight with your own eyes. And should you encounter any discord, pray do aught you can to resolve the people's quarrels and assuage their fears. Such efforts will doubtless allow the evacuation to proceed all the more smoothly. As for me, my work here is far from done. Let us part ways for now, and reconvene when you have accomplished all you can.
Flared tempers are understandable given the circumstances. Let us aid in mediating the quarrels arising in Batal.
You have my support.
I've had well enough of your nitpicking.
I reckon the world would be better off without you.
Oi, you! Don't go poking your nose in our business. This is between us.
Aye, leave off or we'll make you.
Have you lost your bloody mind?
Reckon you can just cut us down in the street? What's the matter with you? Eh? Fine, fine. We'll set our squabble aside for today, so bother us no more. You've pushed your luck too far. Oi! I saw it first. Phew. Trust a flea-ridden hide to take it all for himself.
Why must I share with a fangless one? This is no more your food than Batal is your land.
You there! You couldn't have come at a better time. Put this upstart in his place for me, won't you? Go on, lay into it. If that's what you think, why don't you mind your own business?
Aye, clear off. Pretty words shan't fill our bellies.
You said it's bad to hurt people. You look big and strong.
Precious little time.
Come on, have a look.
Look as long as you please. Always a pleasure.
Not buying? That's just as well. Better to be selective than wasteful.
The Arisen is ever prudent in...
Ah! You're just riding on your father's coattails!
You slander my honor, sir! I demand a duel. This is no business of yours. Be gone!
Now, Nara, let's not be too hasty. If we are to duel, we ought to have a witness. Otherwise, who's to say the victor fought with honor?
Aye, true enough. Without a witness, either of us could simply kill the other, then disavow the use of any underhandedness. Well, sir, what say you? Will you watch over us while I take this scoundrel to task? You have my gratitude, sir. Let us delay no further. Come, Scario. Prepare yourself.
Have at you!
We're still in the fight! Steel yourself!
The flow of time feels almost unsteady.
It would seem this is no longer the world we know.
Is there no way to return things to how they were before?
The so-called Forbidden Magic Research Lab appears to have been constructed rather recently.
Indeed. And the researchers employed there are as tight-lipped as they come.
I admit it. I underestimated your skill.
Nay. 'Twas I who underestimated you. I'd thought to score an easy victory, but...
We owe you a debt, sir. 'Tis on your account that we've seen some sense. Were it not for your timely appearance, I'd wager this nonsense might have cost one of us their life.
Indeed. Better to hone our respective skills than take up arms against petty slights, I say.
It seems some things can only be resolved by crossing blades. But I doubt they'll quarrel again after this.
One could not have hoped for a gladder outcome.
Most of our guests are merchants. Only do take care to leave the room as you found it. If there's one thing I shall do, come again.
You've pushed your...
You said it's bad to hurt people. Please, let this be a bad dream.
Oi, leave my kid alone!
What's that you've got? Why, 'tis half rotten. Do you mean to poison my child?
I say we call a truce while we put paid to this scoundrel.
Aye, agreed. A menace like this oughtn't be left to roam the streets.
Fie, that hurts! We're done for.
I ne'er stood a chance.
Things appear to have quietened down around the city. Shall we bring word of our doings to Sir Manella?
Ah, Sir Arisen. In less pressing circumstances, I would take issue with your methods, but I cannot deny your efficacy. The people of Batal are beginning to see that they must stand together if they are to survive this calamity. We shall see the fruits of your labors when the time comes to evacuate. At the very least, we need not expect too much opposition to the announcement. Pray, return to Empress Nadinia and apprise her of your doings. I must remain here to ensure no further squabbles arise. Heavens only know how many lives you have saved this day. I hope you'll accept this humble reward for your efforts.
What say we report back to Empress Nadinia? Her Majesty ought be willing to commence the evacuation now.
This place is too comfortable.
I'm about ready to fall asleep in my feet.
Overwhelming. May the seeds of evil find no nourishment. Wickedness has no hold on truth.
I'm not risking my life for a pretense.
Her Majesty has begun her supplications. None may see her ere they conclude.
Stay your hand, Vera. This one may pass. Come hither. We would speak with you. One of our ministers informs us that you have been espied in the city, resolving the people's troubles. You have our gratitude for your efforts, which have doubtless bettered the fate of this nation and its citizenry. Your journey continues, does it not? We wish you good fortune on your travels, wheresoe'er they may take you.
Pray excuse the interruption, Your Majesty, but I fear time is upon us. I would see you prepared for the road ahead.
Indeed. Forgive us, but we must take our leave.
That Batal and the rest down are now safely evacuated. I'm certain we can rely upon Zermanella to keep the peace.
That was certainly worthwhile.
I should be glad to talk a moment. Battle I ne'er.
Surely I know that you much to do yet.
I'm about ready to fall asleep on my feet.
We must make haste. The red clouds draw ever near. We ought to choose our next destination based on the movements of the clouds.
I fear for the arbor.
It
seemed there was far more at stake.
What have we done? Oh, you return. I am so happy to see you safe. You were gone so long. I was very worried. Oh. You think we should leave the arbor? I am not sure my father will like that idea. But I can try to convince him. Please, follow me.
As arborist, Sir Taliesin is the leader of the Elven people. Let us follow our guides that we might speak with them. Right you are.
Ayu, Fanamo ne Metane.
Findelnar, nevea nolwende lis kemen. Morivin lis palan oio eromar meltol netara.
Kasinke telpe nun finaler, nun mor arta her. Fionar elwe arfarne nenwen sur orne, iavstir lalastar. Nun falasmir, mother.
Morvani morivin Findelnar. Neveatara morivin. Lis va aldakar kemen ros. Hera ur lis nun. Yav morin garina like asar kemen ros iloratu anfir tara. Eteler karil morivin alkadar palan. Kemen nun lis alekano. Surne kemen ros herenon yav kuruir. Falis isilrod lintar. Ne yav alekano vea nun sinde lungtena.
Nun lis amanda kill angadur femor.
Herenon nun lia Findelnar. Lia wemor. Findelnar morivin orne osto. Firnis morivin. Morivin kemen turalekano. Menelum hiroth mor karilm anardor.
Alcarwa fir nun eldaya ane martir tindome ingarina fa alme Alcarwa et aler lea fermor eldalia eralotte sorne an fameltol vanelin hyror soron Kasinke telpi nun finaler. Lera nefir heranon, anne arta her firnis. Nullis amanda kill angadur.
Only time will tell whether the cutting shall take root. For now, let us make for the seafloor shrine.
By your leave. I've just had a thought. I did not take to being a mage straight away. It was some time before I managed to wrangle my spells under control. Now I bear the title of sorcerer. If a foe needs magical retribution, pray look to me to dispense it. It was a pleasure to recount such good tidings.
Kasinke telpi nun finaler. Lera nefir heranon, anne arta her firnis. Aidalia anandor, nun lintan. Heror anne oia fermor, anendune falumtena?
Nenamboe javstir uru findelnar, liateren ayale. Kemen ros urun leteren, neromen anartelpe minasfana. Nun kemen ros osto luin eldalia, ne kemen vea alcarua.
Luintarme kinalen meltol, parante lume anlis, ne kemen kayayinjo nun sir. Ne meltol linkan aldacar, an fir nun fiamor. Morivin paran vanis tiel?
Palan hiarmenran, lis fa arnefane. Elorato ala, nun mor arta her. Firnis an erumar isilrod eteller, lera aetena. Nenwen mor aiwanon, alcarwa fir nun eldaya menelume sur carilm. Iavstir lalastar, nun falasmir magananon, anamor lis turculion equiales.
I thank you, friend. It would be no exaggeration to say that you have saved my people.
Your fight continues, does it not? Be well, and come back safe.
Ne affair morfin in Talma, affair pella in Minisvana.
Nun lia tilmo.
Tanun with Angor.
in Lalastar. Nunwi ondo, aninke liavani albeke.
Elelote osto silfa malantha alecano mine. In fair avehum, sinde fir ar.
There's a ladder here.
We ought to put it to good use.
Your Majesty, how glad I am to see you safe. Where have you been this past month? The end of the world? Are things truly so dire? Though, I am aware of the dragon attack on Melv. We received word that naught but a smoking ruin remains. 'Twas a tragedy, and I would not see it repeated. However, without a clear path, we in the Guard shall be hard-pressed to forestall the impending crisis. You would have me evacuate the city? I see. Mayhap 'twould be for the best. Ever since the fall of Melv, the citizens of Vernworth have lived in fear that their homes are next to be assailed. If there is safe harbor to be found elsewhere, I believe we have naught to lose by seeking sanctuary. But I doubt I could convince the people of this city to abandon their homes, however terrified they may be. Methinks your Majesty would do better to ask this of the Regent King. After the false sovereign vanished and the world was altered, His Grace has been the one keeping order here in Vermont. If the people will heed anyone, 'tis him.
Maintaining order in Vermont must be quite a burden upon the young Regent King. Let us aid him however we may. By your leave.
Not sure what they expect. No caution.
If that is your destination, we cannot follow. But know that your return is eagerly awaited.
So you've come. I'm glad to see you. Captain Brandt has already apprised me of your proposal, a full-scale evacuation of the citizenry. Truth be told, I had reached the same conclusion. So long as we cower within these walls, we must live in fear of going the way of Melv. My ministers have approved the plans, and I have petitioned the encampment survivors and the Thieves' Guild for aid. The only remaining obstacle is my mother. She has set herself stubbornly against any such flight. I have tried to make her see reason, but of late she has taken to shutting herself in her chambers. However, I fear that my position permits me to entertain her fancy no longer. I must put the needs of the common folk before her selfish whims. Now, there are a few matters I must attend to before we can evacuate, and I would fain welcome your assistance. We will require several ox carts to carry the sick and aged out of the city. Might I prevail upon you to petition the merchant at the ox cart station in the west of the city for their use? You may assure him that the royal treasury will foot any and all expenses.
Queen Regent Disa hardly leaves her chambers, and all her meals come back scarcely touched. Between you and me, I fear for her health.
Have you come to claim my life, Arisen? Well, far be it from me to deny you. But I shall go to the grave with a smile on my lips, for I have no regrets. All I did for my darling son. So do as you will. I have no intention of begging for mercy.
What are you doing? Unhand me at once! Guards, help me!
You have brought Mother to me, I see. My thanks, friend.
Sven.
You may leave us. Now that we can speak without a door twixt us, I am confident that I can persuade her. Not what to make of this. What to be done about it?
It's too quiet here. Are brigands lurking about?
See this piece. I'm in fine.
Surely I'm overdue.
Tis our duty to see this piece.
Would that all my days were so short.
Materials, eh? I shan't deny. They have their uses.
Suppose I'd best get to work. We are never.
Begone with you, ruffian. These carts are mine. I paid good gold for them. And if you think I'll surrender a single one, you'd best think again. I require the use of all of them to transport my wealth to safety. Begone with you, ruffian. These carts are mine. I paid, and if you think I'll surrender a single one, you'd best think again. I require the use of all of them. What are you doing? Put that away. No, spare me. I pray you.
Oh, what does this say? Let's have a look then.
I fear for my life.
Well, reckon he won't be coming back here in a hurry. As a matter of fact, I'd like to thank you for that. It didn't sit right, see? Having my wares claimed by some puffed-up minister trying to save his own skin. Anyhow, as long as I've got my gold, who takes the carts is no concern of mine. And if that craven comes crawling back, I'll tell him bandits took them.
They say a crisis reveals one's true character, but that man was no less miserably selfish than he always seemed. Right you are. We shall await you here, Master.
I've clean forgotten.
We have all come here without a date of us.
Ah, you've returned. How fares your procurement of those carts? You do? My thanks. That puts paid to the last of our preparations. I will inform the citizenry forthwith.
It's too quiet here. Brigands lurking about.
Supplies are best there, Mike.
I've weapons to sell. But truth be told, I'm of half a mind to pack up and leave.
Much obliged. The ballista is a ranged weapon. This could grant us an edge in battle, if we use it.
The Battalion Knights use this place to train. You're not one of us, so I cannot imagine you've any business being here. Pray, leave us in peace. Oh? You believe we ought to evacuate? Well, you've traveled far indeed to deliver these tidings. Farther, I dare say, than anyone would go for the sake of an idle jest. If we must leave, we shall have to begin preparations at once. But I think we're a bit short on hands to attend to all that must be done. In fact, there's a rather delicate matter that I could use some help with. A blacksmith and his wife dwell on the encampment outskirts. Might you escort them here, so that they can join the evacuation? The smith, Gustava, is a man of good sense, but as for his wife... well, suffice to say, Cleuna has always been a contentious sort. She'd have naught to do with us, given the choice, and isn't likely to take kindly to the arrival of any of my knights on her doorstep. I can only hope that she will be more willing to listen to you, a third party, as 'twere. And while you're taking care of that, I will see to it that the encampment is made ready to depart with all due haste.
Ah, I remember the blacksmith and his lady wife well. I only hope we can convince them to join the evacuation. Right you are. I would have preferred not to have them quite so soon, but at least I know I am up to the challenge.
We must not let down our guard.
I sustain yours to wield. You have my protection.
Dare I say it? We trounced our foe, well and true.
We mustn't allow ourselves to become complacent. Take each trial as it comes.
I do not understand. What has befallen our world?
It seems the world is to be brought to an end. We cannot allow this to come to pass.
Nicely done. Come, follow my example. Well said.
Prepare yourself! That was a skillful bit of thing. You do the most rich proud. Let my magics grant you an elemental boon. Fall back, and I will hit you with my magic. Wait right there. Methinks we could move this boulder if we work together.
Well done, Master.
Well now, whatever brings you here? These are perilous times to be wandering about. You'd have us evacuate with the encampment? I am touched by your kindness, friend, but we'll manage on our own. I couldn't bear to be pressed in among those crowds.
Now, now, I'll hear none of that. I'll see you to safety, my dear, come hell or high water. Besides, I should hope this good soul has earned your trust by now. Helped me out of a tight spot on more than one occasion, if you'll recall. After all that goodwill and the long trek out here to warn us, we'd seem mighty ungrateful, turning our back on another helping hand extended only in kindness.
Oh, very well, my love, if you insist. It seems we'll be accepting your offer after all, friend. Would you be so kind as to escort us to our destination?
Let us see our charges to the encampment. But be mindful. The path seems much changed since last we walked it.
Outstanding.
Well, here we are. How long before the evacuation begins, I wonder?
Would you find Ser Ernesto and tell him we've arrived? Let him know that we'll wait here till the time comes.
This ladder looks sturdy enough to climb.
Ah, excellent find.
I'd hasten home, were this not my duty. I've much to do yet.
Materials, eh? I shan't deny, they have their uses.
No idle chat.
Lo! A ballista!
'Tis not how we use this, but when.
A trying time. How might I be of
Sir, I implore you to reconsider. Surely you can see that the situation is dire.
How many times must I say it? I'll not be ordered about. Not by ye, not by anyone. Now bugger off and leave me alone.
Ah, good. You're back. I'm afraid there's another matter for which I must beg your assistance. It concerns the fellow I was just speaking with. Sir Lamond, his name is. The man's something of a regular at our hot springs. I sought him out to tell him of the evacuation, but he has flatly refused to join us. I must confess, I'm at a loss as to how I might convince him. Could I prevail upon you to try your hand? At this point, methinks anything I say will fall on deaf ears.
Sir Lamond is as mighty as 100 soldiers. 'Twould be reassuring to have his aid. Shall we speak with him?
Fancy meeting ye here, cuz. Did you want something? Not this again. I'm here to live my life as I see fit. I'll not be ordered about by anyone. Not even ye. Oh, bollocks. Of course ye'd make a decent request like that. Aye, fine. I'll do it. Seeing as ye're the one asking. Can't say I'll be glad to leave this place behind, but you've my word. I'll get them to safety.
Sir Lamond shall be a boon to the evacuation effort. Let us inform Sir Ernesto of our success. Right you are.
Fancy a gander? I find good detail.
No easy thing, making a living as a soldier.
believe this is intended as a means of transport. It would be interesting to see where it might take us. I dare say there'd be no harm in using this. The red clouds portend naught but ill omens.
If only we had some means of dispelling them. We must find a way. Magic imbue your weapon with the fury of the elements. I shan't let it fall.
think this place does not have long left, I fear. We ought to get to safety, though I have to wonder if anywhere is safe now. I'd gladly accompany you, believe me. But the others here? Well, so follow me. You'll see what I mean.
Let me get that.
Tis a jail of sorts, this place. A compound where we set captured pawns to work. They were supposed to be digging up old ruins or some such. I confess, I don't know all of the ins and outs of the operation. Underlings like myself were given orders, and little else, you see. Well, here you have it. They've been like this for a month straight now. They refuse to leave. You might as well try talking to a wall. You'd have more luck. I know they don't die like we do, but it seems cruel to abandon them here, all the same. I never wanted to be here, you know, taking part in all of this. The enslavement of pawns doesn't sit well with me. I suppose that's why I can't bring myself to leave them behind. Either that, or the current state of the world helps to put things in perspective. At any rate, I've tried everything I can think of to get them out, but naught's done any good. I'm at rather a loss.
The command came a month ago or more. We are to remain here, and so we remain.
I implore you, Arisen, take me with you.
So they're staying here because they were ordered to remain. And they told you that, did they? Strange. I couldn't get a word out of them. I wonder why they saw fit to speak with you. But never mind that. More importantly, you've given me an inkling of the problem at hand. It was the Overseer's doing, methinks. When the world changed, that craven up and ran for his life. But on his way out, he used that artifact they call the God's Way to command the pawns to protect him. I expect that order of his is what the pawns were referring to. But why would they continue to obey when the man is long gone? Listen, friend. I've a thought. What if the Overseer's command is indeed still in effect? It could be that he is lurking somewhere not far from here. Use that key to have a look around. It should open any doors you come across. Best keep your eyes peeled for the Overseer as well. I have a feeling he's still lurking about here somewhere.
A treasure chest. Shall we see if we can't make our way over to it?
Materials, eh? I shan't deny. They have their uses.
Whatever 'tis you need, I shall gladly oblige. My curative magics are at your disposal. Wait right there.
We found a key, did we not?
Shall we try it on the door? We have found a material. I'm sure we'll find a purpose for it in due time. So the pawns were being held here by the power of this God's sway. Now they ought be free to make good their escape. Splendid.
So, there was naught left of the Overseer but bones, eh? I'll wager he thought to take the pawns with him to the grave. He always was a spiteful old goat. At any rate, I'm well grateful for your aid, friend. Now that the pawns are on their feet, methinks I can get them to safety. I only hope they'll heed my words as they have yours. But I'm not worried. I'll find a way to reach them in time, no doubt. My word! Isn't this the Godsway? With this, I'll be able to guide the pawns to the refuge without delay. Now there's no chance of any of them being left behind. Seems I've no end of things to thank you for, my friend. I appreciate all you've done here. I'll get the pawns to safety, don't you worry.
It is strange to think a Godsway would be used to guide my brethren to safety, after all the woe they have caused us.
Outstanding. Now seems a fine time to sort through your belongings, Master.
If you feel overburdened, mayhap I could carry something. This for you. We've made it then. What's our first order of business, Arisen?
I cannot thank you enough for all you've done. We shall fare much better on the road with Sir Lamont's arm to defend us. 'Twill be slow going, mind. We have wounded whom we must accommodate. Yet, come what may, I swear to see them all to safe harbor.
The people of Volcanic Island are evacuated. May they make it through the impending chaos intact.
Right you are.
You're no soldier, are you? I'd not recommend camping. You'll awake neath a blanket of ash. I can... give you a roof over your head, at least.
A good sleep will ensure we are prepared for the morrow.